So hello guys, now we are going to learn corrective RAG. Okay, corrective retrieve augmentation generation with correction logic. So here what is corrective RAG? It does just retrieve and generate like normal RAG. Okay, it doesn't just retrieve and generate like normal RAG. Okay, it grade the retrieve document and they are irrelevant. Okay, here you can see. Here this is the user query or question retrieve nodes and grades. Okay, if it is not irrelevant, then it rewrite the query, do web search and generate the answer and end. Okay, if it is relevant, generate the answer and end. Okay, so it create retrieve document, and if they are irrelevant, it rewrite the query and searches again and correcting itself. Okay, it's a self improving in real time. Now we are going to learn its practical implementation. First of all, I need to load these things, load environment variable. OpenAI, I'm going to use OpenAI embedding plus LLM and Grok for faster interface and Tably for web search. This is these things are used for load your API from Grok, OpenAI and Tably from .env file. Okay, now step 2, build a vector index. Okay, web page. So load three. Here I am going to load 3 blog URL, split their text into a chunk size into a chunk, or that is called a recursive character text splitter, this one, and convert chunk into a vector embedding, store them into a vector database and convert fetch into a retriever. So now the system can similarly search on those documents. Okay, so here these things I have import recursive character text splitter web based uploader loader that we can load this URL. Okay, this is the vector database files that we can store the vector, and this is the OpenAI embedding that we convert the text into a numeric format that is a vector by using OpenAI embedding. Okay, so here this code for vector database for vector index. Okay, now I'm going to load these document. Okay, I'm going to use for loop that we can load these document one by one. Web based loader URL dot load for URL and URL, this one. Doc list equals to item for sublist in the doc for item in the sublist from this. Now we are going to split our documents by using recursive character trace splitter. Okay, here we are doing chunk overlapping in chunk size. Now split the documents, add to the in a vector database. So vector store equals to files home document document equals to dot split these things. Here I'm going to pass here and embedding equals to embedding OpenAI embedding and retrieve vector store as a retriever. Now in third step, create a retrieval grader. All model structure is defined using Pydantic to accept yes or no. Then the system prompt is made to check if the relevant document retrieve document is relevant to the question. Okay, so grade retrieve grader equals to grade pipe operator structure LLM grader. Okay, so when we call retriever grader dot invoke, LLM will say it is retrieve document yes and no for irrelevant document. This is the correction logic function. Okay, so here retrieve grader, here I'm going to use chat prompt template, chat OpenAI model, chat OpenAI. So here this is for Pydantic base model and field. So this is a class for grade document. This is the description of this class. Now we are going to use binary code that it will decide that it will relevant or not. Okay, so here description document are relevant to the question yes or not. Okay, so here LLM with the function call chat OpenAI model equals to this one and temperature also 0. So structure LLM grader LLM dot with structure output grade document. Okay, so it will grade that a document are relevant to the question or not, and this is the prompt that you are a grader assigning accessing relevant of the retrieved document to the user query. If the document content keyword semantic meaning relevant to the question, grade it as a relevant. Give a binary score yes or no score to the indicate whether the document is relevant to the question. Okay, so grade prompt, chat prompt template. So here I'm going to use system and human prompt. Now here this is the grader. Retrieval grader is combination of grade template. Where is the grade template? Here I have grade template, sorry, grade prompt, not grade, this one, and structure LLM grader, this one. So this is the gen retrieval grader equals to grade template pipe operator structure LLM grade. Now question is agent memory. So here document equals to retrieve dot invoke the question, this one, and doc equals to doc text equals to doc 1 page content. So this will print retrieve grader dot invoke question and document uh, colon doc test. Okay, so here this is give you binary score as it is a relevant. Okay, if it is relevant then it will generate the answer. So here I'm going to move in generate the rag, create the rag generator. Okay, so this is the normal rag pipeline. Use the retrieval document as a context, combine them with the user question and generate the final answer. Okay, so here I'm okay, so here we can see process of generate the answer. I'm going to use hub string output parser debug that we got output, and this is for prompt hub dot pull using prompt model, this one. Here this is for LLM, I'm going to use this model, and temperature this one, and format document return document dot page content for document in docs. This is the chain rag chain prompt LLM string output parser. Generation equals to rag chain invoke context question print generation. Okay, so it will give you this one answer. Agent memory consists of short term memory. Okay, now like if it is question not relevant, then it will rewrite the query. So here in rewrite the query, in LLM equals to chat OpenAI model GPT 3.5 turbo. Okay, and this is the system prompt. Okay, for rewriting query I have created this one variable, and here I'm going to use system human. Okay, system prompt human prompt. Okay, this is the question rewrite variable. Okay, so here I am going to create this one by using rewrite with prompt, this in combination of LLM. From this one, this will give you answer from LLM also, and str output parser. Okay, this is called a chain question retriever. Now I'm going to invoke question retriever dot invoke question. Okay, what is the role of memory in artificial agent? Okay, now step 6, add a web search tool tably. So if vector db fails, no relevance doc, it fall back to the web search by tably API. If it is if there is no relevant document, then it will fall back to web search. So here I'm going to use tably API search. Okay, that will use for web search tool, and k equals to 3 means it will give you top 3 result. Define the state graph. Okay, so state define what the state flow between nodes in the graph, basically share the memory. So here I'm going to import list type date state graph. This is the description of state graph, and the parameter are question generation, web search, and document. Okay, in step 8 you can see retrieve the define the nodes. So retrieve get document from has. Okay, enroll search existing vector database. Grade document means judge the document relevance. Filter out the irrelevant document. Transfer query means rewrite the query and improve next retriever. Web search means search web, bring in a new document. Generation generate the final answer and use rec prompt to the answer. So here you can see retrieve description of this function. Retrieve, and this is the question. Now going to retriever dot invoke that we can invoke and return the document and question. And here this is for generation. This is the description of this function. Print generation, print generate question and document. Okay, now rag generation. Here I'm going to use rag chain dot invoke context and question and document. Here return document and question and generation, and this is for grade that it is relevant or not. Okay, here it is checking the score if it is relevant. Okay, here again this is grading the document by using grade function, that it is this query if it is say as, then grade the document for relevant that you can call that document is related if it is say as, and filter document and append these document and print grade the document relevant. If relevant document is not relevant, grade document is not relevant, then it will use web search as and continue. And transform query, here you can see this is the description of this transform query. Print question and document and rewrite. Web search, this is the description of web search. Print question and document. Now web search, here we are going to searching from web web search tool dot invoke query that we get the answer from web. So web result dot, here they are using to join to get a content from the web, and web result, this one page content equal to web result. Document dot append web result and return document and question. Now we are going to use conditional edges decision logic. If document irrelevant, go to the transform query, web search node and generate. If document is relevant, go directly to generate the answer, and that's the corrective loop. Decide to generate. This is the description. This is for the print. This is the state question, web search, state web search, and documents. Web search as all the documents have been filtered, check relevance. We will regenerate a new query. Print this one and return the transform query, else decision generate and return generate. Build the graph. Okay, so here I'm going to import these things that we can build a graph and state graph and start. Okay, this is for initialization the graph. These are the nodes I have already created. Retrieve node, grade document node, generate node, transform query and web search node. Okay, and we can build the graph. So here we need to start retrieve, and after retrieve grade the document that is relevant or not. Grade the document, decide to generate. Okay, transfer query and generate the query. Here this is all, these are also edges, transfer query, web search node, generate. Okay, now compile the workflow. You can use this thing workflow.combine. Now we can visualize the graph. This is so a mermaid PNG diagram of the workflow. Then use the full rag correction cycle for your query. I'm going to import this one, display image, draw the mermaid image. Okay, so here you can see start retrieve, grade the document. Okay, if you grade the document, generate the answer, and grade the document, transform the query, web search, note, generate the answer, and okay, now you can ask the question by using app.invoke. Question is, what are the type of agent memory? Okay, so this is the answer with this everything which available on the website with also metadata. So here I have finished corrective RAG. Start, retrieve the document, grade the relevance. If it is irrelevant, rewrite the query or do web search and generate the answer and end. And here, if relevant, then generate the answer and end. Okay, I hope you like it. Bye bye, take care.